Well, hello there everyone, welcome back to another video. A slightly different video to the normal videos that I actually do, more of a gear review video, and I'll be doing a few of them over the next few while, I think, more to sort of keep myself active more than anything else. I've been asked quite a few questions about some of the equipment I've actually got in the last few videos, so it's really just a case of actually, I'm not sponsored by any of the companies, but it's really just a case of an actual little go through of what I actually take out when I go wild camping. Now there's an extent of, obviously there's different types of wild camping, whether it be a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, etc. So I've got different bags for different trips, but these are the sort of 3 day trips that I normally go on. This is the sort of the load that I actually generally carry. So I'm going to go through the actual bag, and then going to go through all the equipment that's actually in the bag, etc. as well, just so you can actually see it in a bit more detail. Any questions you've actually got, more than welcome to ask them. One wee favour I'll ask of you guys, 3 season sleeping bags. I'm looking for one at the moment, so any recommendations on what sort of bags you guys use be much appreciated. Now I also wanted to say in this video as well, just a massive thanks to all the sort of frontline people, the NHS, the van drivers, everybody. There's so many to actually mention. My wife's actually one of them, so she's still at work. You know, so huge respect to all of you. It's very much appreciated, and hopefully you'll all take care and keep safe. Now, talking of my wife, I think I might be in a bit of trouble because I was sort of rummaging around for some wood for the actual bush box. Couldn't really find much, but she was sort of like, while she was going out to work, you do some gardening, so I was like, yeah, no problem at all. And obviously picked up the actual shovel and thought, well, do you know what, that looks like a bit of handy wood to actually use for the fire. So she's going to be coming back with no gardening done, but really nice fire. It'll be really nice. I'll have a nice cup of coffee and that on it. So I think I might be in a wee bit of trouble later on, so subject to me surviving this, will be other videos like this. Okay, what I'm going to do just now, I'm just going to get the bush box on, and then we'll go through the actual equipment. Yeah, so the bag I use is the Wisport Racoon 85 litre. Now, I'm always absolutely amazed when I'm watching people how they manage to get away with so small bags. I seem to tend to find that when I go away, and I've been trying desperately to try and sort of keep it down, try and do I really need it, but generally I do sort of take most of what I've actually got. Sometimes with the 85 litre it's because I've got the drone. So if I'm going away and I've got the drone footage and all that sort of things as well, I need to sort of take it. To an extent as well though, it depends on whether it's a 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, whatever it may be. So I've got different bags for different trips, but this is the one I'm sort of tending to find I end up taking most. To be perfectly honest, sometimes when it comes to the extra capacity, it's always better to have it and need it than need it and not have it. Sometimes is the way I tend to look at things. But as I said, that's the brilliant thing. So it's Cordura. So it's basically 70 litres, and then on the actual side pockets it's 7.5 litres each. 7 pockets, so you've actually got 2 small pockets, but I'll go through the actual pockets, I'll show you them in a bit more detail. But the main ones on the actual side, they're really good. So when you open them up, they've actually got like a draw cord and all that sort of things as well on both sides, which is just absolutely brilliant. And then inside it's actually got a pocket in the actual hood. It's then got 2 pockets actually inside, a top pocket and a lower sort of more bit where you can actually put things like cutting boards, etc. as well down. But absolutely fantastic. But I was also wanting to go through a little bit of the gear that I actually have. You know, so what I'm going to do, if it's okay, I'm going to start off on this side, move over to the other side, and then we'll go through the actual main compartment itself. But just before I do that, I'm going to get the kettle on. just love the whole being able to sort of put in wood from the side. Brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so as I said, on this pocket, I say you've got your draw cord there, but I tend to on one side have more cooking stuff and the other side the thing. So I've actually got on here, I've got my Xlite and spare candle, and then the sort of reflector. I don't know if you've actually used one of these before, but they're absolutely brilliant. Really, really cool piece of kit. So basically that gives hand trees, branches, or alternatively in the last trip I did I made a little holder for it, just so I could actually have it up, and the little ambient light that it gave was just absolutely fantastic. Then got a little bag of electricals, so on here I've got all my sort of charging cables, etc. Microphone again when I'm sort of taking it. I also bought one of these, which is just absolutely amazing. I'm not going to do it because if I actually turn the light on we'll probably get airplanes trying to land. Brilliant, brilliant piece of kit, really good. Again, prefer the sort of light of the fire and all that sort of things as well, but there are some times where you just need a little bit more. Head torch. And then on this one, I've got a little bit of a cooking system in itself where I've actually got the, is it litres or something like that? So I've actually got the bottle, and then things like spork, lid, and then the cup itself. So again, I can sort of cook and do everything I want in that one particular, out of that one particular bag. So that's that side. On this side I've got the axe sort of down one side, and then I've got the kettle in there, so that's where the kettle basically goes. And then I've got the zebra billy cam. This is the 12cm one, which I just find absolutely perfect. Really, really nice as well. Now what I tend to do is in here I'll have like food storage, porridge, bacon, etc. You've then got the top little bit, so I'll have other little bits of food and all that sort of snacks, etc. in there. And then when it comes to the actual kettle itself, I'll have again, normally I carry my eggs. I've been asked a few times how I get my eggs around. So it's basically a case of I normally put the eggs inside some cotton wool or whatever, if I'm going to take cotton wool for cotton wool with Vaseline for starting fires. So sometimes I'll use that. So there's actually the eggs inside, and it's either got paper tissues or whatever for that I use for cleaning, just for the actual thing itself. Also has just a little side pocket just down at the very, very bottom where I actually have my first aid kit. So it's always close to hand. I know exactly what it actually is, just in case I ever need it. On the top bit, so you've got your double straps on the actual top there, just for putting sleeping bag, roll mat, whatever you want on. It's also got a bit there for actually putting a name badge on. And you've also got the MOLLE in the actual top as well. And with this you've actually got a wee back pocket where you can actually put things in the actual top. And then when you actually open it up, it's got a buckle there just for holding everything in, and then you've got your sort of normal draw cord, and then you're into the actual main chamber. And again, from the point of view of the packing, there's so many different ways of actually doing it, but I've had quite a lot of questions about my hammock. So it's a Covacure. Absolutely brilliant, just love it. One of my favourite sleeping systems it is, basically the hammock and the tarp. It just makes life so much easier. So hammock just there, then I've got pots and pans, and again what I'll tend to try and do is, if I've got it like that, so pan there, plate on top and then food in there. So I'm trying to actually keep as much storage down as possible, as opposed to having to have a separate bag for food. And then the Therm-a-Rest NeoAir Xlite sleep mat, absolutely brilliant. Only used it once, but very, very impressed with it. Really did keep me warm. And then my pillow, and I've just gone for I've actually used inflatable pillows a few times, but ended up actually bursting them pretty much every time, because a lot of the out at camp I've got because I'm sleeping basically on the wood, even with a roll mat that I actually put underneath, I've quite often ended up bursting it. So I've ended up just going for a normal pillow as opposed to actually being an inflatable. Sleeping bag. Now at the moment, sleeping bag's a bit of a contentious issue. I'm trying to decide what actual sleeping bag to go for. I'm going to go for a new one. This particular one here is actually a 2-season, and basically what I'm looking for at the moment is a 3-season. I think I've got a 4-season as well. 4-season's way too big for carrying around and things. And then I've got brilliant wee bit of kit. Only used it a few times. I always tend to find it really hard to actually get the length of wood right, but that's basically a stool. So you've actually got your rope and all that sort of things in there. Basically 3 bits of stick, and you've just got your normal sort of seating arrangement. And then in here, just a wee bag. Boxer shorts, socks, base layers. This is sort of emergency clothing more than anything else. Bivvy bag. This is a Goretex ex-army military one. Love it, absolutely love it. It's even got the name of the soldier actually on the actual top part there as well. So Goretex bivvy bag made a big difference again to the winter camping. First time I've done a sort of real proper winter camp this year as well, but really nice piece of kit. So that's it for the actual main chamber. Now, so I'm hoping you can see this, but it's actually got another zipped pocket just in here, and in here I've got my wee homemade candle holder. So it's actually got basically just a normal sort of peg there. Open that up, and it's got a candle just in there as well. Nothing quite like a bit of candlelight when you're awake. Torch, and then all the sort of kitchen stuff, or the utensils I should say. So spatula, and then forks and spoons. All made by myself. So again, when you're out at camp, there's nothing better than actually sitting there sort of making things. And then it's actually got another compartment there as well, slightly further down, and in there I would actually have my chopping board and my thing. I've actually had them out today because I was using them earlier on. So basically just your normal sort of chopping board, and then in here just the normal sort of grill with it. So wee top pocket just in here. Again in there, notepad just for making notes when I'm actually out. A lot of it's more observation stuff, so it's things like wild edibles. I'm trying desperately to learn about wild edibles at the moment, but petrified at the same time. So again, it's more just a case of making notes that I'm actually seeing out there, and hopefully get a bit better at it. And then another little camera tripod, and then pens and pencils, etc. as well, just in there as well. So that's the sort of main bit. Now, one of the main reasons I actually went for this particular bag, I should have probably done that to start with, was the fact that it's actually got the opening at the bottom. So when I actually get my shelter out, so whether it's Lavoo, whatever, over the last wee while I said it's generally been Tarp. So DD Tarp just actually in the bottom part there. So you can actually have it as 2 separate sections. So you can actually have, just pull that cord, again, releases it up so this makes it into one big section, or alternatively, pull it tight, and then you can actually have massive section there for whatever whatever you want. Again, as I said, over the last wee while I've been sort of more DD Tarp actually in there. Lots and lots and lots of MOLLE all over it. So again, I've got sort of hooks there where I've generally got my sort of gloves attached to it. Now, glove wise, I'm using the Hestra gloves. Absolutely brilliant. Really, 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 really good. Covered on flour from my my last trip, but really good, really warm. Obviously when they get wet, they're wet because they're leather, but from the point of view of actually just being able to work away with it, just fantastic. But it still gives you an actual feeling of grip. So then actually they've got a fleece lining inside them, so really, really nice. Now the back of the bag is a wee bit special as well. Okay, so this is actual bars, metal bars, that will actually just sort of keep things sort of straight on your actual back itself, and you can actually adjust the positioning of that up and down to wherever you actually want it. So I just find it so comfortable because you can really sort of play around with it, individualize it. It does also have the facility for actually having a camelback or a hydration pack actually in the back of it as well, which again is really, really handy for sort of long trips. And the thing I find quite handy as well is it's actually got these grab handles, so if you have got a lot of weight in the actual bag and you've got it down, you can actually sort of grab them and pick it up. This is actually detachable as well. You can actually take that off if you want. Don't really know why you would want to. I think it's a big benefit. It's very, very, very comfy. The actual padding on there is just absolutely brilliant. Again, as I said, for it having the amount of equipment it actually has in it, it is very, very comfy when you've actually got it on. So I quite often have to have a sort of second bag with me as well. Sometimes it's a sort of dry bag where I can put sort of a black bag just for carrying rubbish away. Quite a lot of the places I go, if I'm near water, kayaking or anything at all, there's quite a lot of bits and bobs I can actually get rid of myself. Take it and get rid of. I always have this sort of like try and take 3 things away when I'm out in the kayak. But when it comes to like to the wild camp and all that things as well, people have been reasonably okay over the last wee while. So I don't have too much to do. But when I go away in the other bag itself, I've normally just got my toiletries, which has just got all my normal sort of gear, hand sanitizers in there as well at the moment, obviously quite a biggie, and then just shower gels, etc. And then fire starting. So in here I've got my ferro rod, and again things like the cotton wool balls and paracord and all that sort of things as well. Bit of fat wood, various sort of little bits just to sort of help with the fire. And then from the point of view of the actual carrying with me, obviously I've got my knife there. Now I use a TBS bore, which actually comes with the sharpening and the fire blade as well as the fire starter as well. Really, really, really nice knife. Really nice knife. Absolutely love it to bits. First ever sort of proper knife. Really good. Very, very comfy in the actual hand. Really good for battening. Really good for feather sticks, etc. So use that. Gorgeous sheath actually comes with it as well. And then it's just the trusty Laplander. Just love it to bits. It's been really good. I am going to be changing saws. The homemade one, the buck saw that I've actually been using over the last few whiles, still just cannot get right, so got to go for the Canyon Boreal. But thanks very much for joining me. It's more just a slightly different video to what I normally shoot, but I said in these sort of times just now, it's either a case of sort of sitting at home doing not much, or alternatively still getting out there. Just even having fresh air, just even sort of sitting out here, having the wee fire going, all that sort of things as well. Just lovely, can't beat it. So as I said, thank you very, very much for joining me. And I said, please take care, everybody. Just make sure that you're doing the right things. And I said, massive, massive respect to all the people on the front line. That's not just NHS staff, that's van drivers, that's the Tesco lorry drivers, that's absolutely everybody. It's just a massive respect to all of you. So hopefully you guys will take care as well, and we'll get out this on the other side. And it's one of those sort of situations, I don't know about anyone else, but how many trips have you planned? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? One of the big things I've got when I do get back to it, while we've been shooting this video, a wee deliveries just arrived. So I've finally got myself a Dutch oven. Now obviously you'll have noticed over the last wee while that my cooking is amazing. So I'll be doing a bit of cooking over the next wee while, a bit of practice. Devastated about the the pizza flatbread from last time. Just used the wrong flour. Everything else was okay, just used the wrong flour. So very, very, very steep lesson learned on that one. It's a bit I'll know for future. So again, I might do that over the next week or so. Get some flatbread made up. But have a bit of fun. Okay, take care. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.